Good evening to each and every one of you. Once again, welcome to the Friday night edition of our rock and roll mission. We are the Music Lovers LTD. And as you can look on the screen and see everybody's smiling faces as how happy they are and excited to get here, this is what we do on Friday nights. Go back and we try to find a lot of the legendary performers, if you will, and we talk to them. I don't like to call it a talk. Well, actually, we call it a talk. Yeah, I don't like to call it an interview. We talk to them about their career, about their music, and even we can get into conversations like, what does their music mean today? Stuff like that, which is always very interesting because everybody has a different answer. Our guests tonight are the three young ladies, and I hold them in high esteem. Miss Pat Lewis, her sister, and a young lady. They are the hot, buttered, and soul that backed up Issac Hayes. So when I say that name, and by the way, his birthday was about 2 or 3 days ago. Issac Hayes' birthday was 2 or 3 days ago. So these ladies, I'm sure, are going to have some stories and some interesting things to say to us about their tour with Issac Hayes. So let's jump right in it. Everybody's here. Pat Lewis, how are you, my sweetheart? How are you?
I'm good. I'm blessed.
It's good to have you because we've been running around this barn here for a few minutes now. It's good to finally get you here and be able to talk. Now, I know your sister's with you. Where's she at?
Her phone rang. She went in the kitchen. She's on the phone.
Okay. See, that's what happened when you talk to little people like us. Your phone rang. You got to go to the big people. I understand it. Well, Pat, if you would, let's just jump right on in this. Before we get to Issac Hayes, before we get there, it's my understanding through my research that you've done a lot of background singing for some other people, namely the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. Tell us a little bit about that, if you would.
Oh yeah. I was how I got with Aretha in the beginning. I was an opening act. We were here in Detroit playing this club called the Casino Royale.
Okay.
And I was opening for the Drifters. And I already knew some members of the group that was backing her up. But their first soprano hadn't shown up. And they asked me, Pat, can you go on the road? Aretha told us to come and ask because I had did Who's Making Love, Johnny Taylor.
Okay.
And she
Okay.
loved that. She said, just ask her. She's singing, she's that first soprano. Ask her if she would just come on the road with me for 2 weeks.
Okay.
The Drifters were going out there with her. And I'm like, okay, because I was trying to get out of a contract anyway because I had a road manager that was coming to try to collect money from my gig. You didn't get the
Yeah.
gig.
Yeah. Yeah.
LeBaron Taylor had Robert White coming over there trying to collect money. I know how to get
Yeah.
out of this. I'm going on the road.
Now,
And
Pat,
that
I don't mean to
turned
interrupt you,
into
but when you
years.
said, Pat, I don't mean to interrupt you, but when you
Mhm.
said you opened up, you're talking about you as a singular performer or was it a group?
No, I'm also a single act.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Yeah, I was I, I'm Pat Lewis.
Okay. Okay. I got you.
I
I
had
got you.
singles out before I was with Golden World Records.
Okay.
Ed
Okay.
Wingate. Uh-huh.
Okay. So you were the one that made Johnny Taylor mad then, huh? I
Yeah,
got you.
but the group Hot Butter Soul, we were doing backgrounds for everybody before we didn't become Hot Butter Soul until we started singing with Isaac. And so, yeah, in 69 and said, we'll name ourselves after the album.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Okay.
yeah, because we at that time we were doing, we were saying the parliaments. We had did I Want to Testify, all of George Clinton stuff.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Before they start wearing diapers on stage and stuff.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, they
Okay.
were
Yeah.
conservative. They was wearing
Yeah.
loud suits.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
Pat, I'm going to step back and allow everybody else to come in. Let's move over to Lamar. Lamar's first. So, Lamar, go ahead, my brother. Lamar's got this thing with this phone here. I mean, with Lamar, turn. Don't. I'm trying to unmute you, Lamar.
Lamar, you sure you ain't on Diane's phone? On my sister's phone?
Lamar, I'm trying to unmute you. Okay, let's move over. Let's move over. We'll come back to Lamar. Let's move over to Drew. Go ahead, Drew.
Miss Pat, it is a pleasure meeting you. Thank you for you and your sister joining us here on Music Lovers Ltd.
Welcome.
Sweet, you have, like Ali mentioned, you have an extensive career before joining Hot Butter Soul. I mean, joining Isaac Hayes. You actually
Yeah.
started Motown. Could you talk a little bit about that? I understand from my research that you sang on Stevie Wonder's Uptight. Can you talk a
Oh
little bit
yeah.
about those years?
Yeah. I was with Golden World, and I don't know whether you all know the story about Motown. They didn't want their musicians playing for anybody,
Yes.
and they didn't want their
Yes,
singers singing for anybody, even though they would sneak off and do it anyway.
Right.
yes, I've
So
heard that.
the group, the Andantes, um, the first soprano, Levain, she couldn't make it to one of the sessions over at Golden World. As a matter of fact, I think we were doing Edwin Starr, Agent Double O Soul.
Okay.
And he said, "Well,
Oh,
Pat's here. Why don't you see about if she can do it?" And I blend with them well, and so they had me to come over to Motown because that was another session she couldn't make. So I went over, and that particular day we were doing Uptight, and I started doing all of their, whenever Levain couldn't make it, I would do it. And so I had Mondays, then I had Mondays and Wednesdays, and then I started doing all the outside sessions. Like we
Okay.
went to Chicago. That's us on Higher and Higher, that Sweetest Feeling album. Jackie
Okay.
Wilson, yeah.
Okay.
hmm
okay.
Okay.
My
But my
Wow.
goodness.
sister, my sister, she was also a single artist. You were with Scepter One, right, Diane? Uh
Was
huh.
this before Motown or
Yeah,
during the Motown years?
it was. Do you all remember Herman Griffin that was married to Mary Wells?
Yes, I do. I do.
Diane was one of his artists.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then sometimes when I couldn't do those sessions at Motown, I'd get her to go up. She could tell you.
Okay. Hey,
Well,
Diane.
hi.
Hey, Miss
How you
Diane.
doing, sweetie?
Hello. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's good to have you a part of the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
So tell us a little bit, Drew. I'm just piggybacking on your question that you asked Pat.
Yeah.
Diane, tell us a little bit about those early days with Scepter One.
Oh, I had two records from Scepter One. This was like I Thank You Kindly and
Please let me help you.
Please Let Me Help You and Without Your Love.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
Herman was my manager.
Okay.
Yeah, but it didn't do well.
Okay. You didn't? Did you have the opportunity to do anything with Mr. Dixon? Because he had the Shirelles.
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right.
No.
Just asking. Good question,
No.
Drew. Good question. I'm gonna move over. Let Kevin come on in. Kevin, go ahead, bro.
Good evening, Miss Pat and Diane. Uh,
Hi.
Hello.
it's good. It's good to see you. It's good to
Good
see
to be
you.
seen, honey. Good to be seen. Putting people leaving out of here.
It's good to hear the voices. Did y'all sing on the soundtrack of Shaft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you did. Okay. Y'all sound really good.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what are y'all doing now? Y'all retired or y'all like doing an event, occasional event here and there?
Well, Pat
Trying
is
to
trying to.
stay,
Pat
trying
is
to
trying.
stay
Pat.
young.
They're retired, but Pat is trying to figure out how to work the damn phone.
Yeah. You know, uh, in Europe, they have this thing, especially in England, called Northern Soul,
Yes.
and we do a thing called the Detroit a Go-Go.
Okay.
And this is the first year I haven't been to the UK. Uh, but they come over here, about 400 or 500 of them from Australia, Italy. They come over here and stay a week, and we have a week full of festivities and shows. And
Okay.
we go over there. Our records are huge over there.
Yes, they are. Yeah. We've
Yeah,
talked about that, but with pretty much every artist that has come here, that they're more appreciated and loved and well liked overseas than they are here. We've talked about that
absolutely.
many, many times. And the fact that the folks overseas know more about you than pretty much you know about yourself.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, they do.
yeah.
They
Good question.
even they
Go ahead,
even
Pat.
know they even know like when Mr. Wingate first built Golden World, they even knew that you could hear the toilet flush on the sound on the track.
Wow. See, those are real fans. Those are really, really, those are the ones that scrutinize every note and everything on those records. I mean, that's just good listening. It really, really is. Good question, Kev. Good question. I'm gonna pop over here to Jay and Jay, you open. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, good evening, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us. I've been looking forward to this all week. I just want to say something about that Isaac Hayes fella. The first concert I ever took a date on was this concert in the support of the Shaft album. In my opinion, that's probably the best soundtrack ever made. It's a lot of good ones, but I'm still playing that soundtrack today, along with Black
Yes.
Moses.
Yeah, great track.
So that's where I'm at with Isaac Hayes, and you're part of his entourage. So I'm with you also.
Yeah. We
Good
had a
point, Jay. Good point. And I have to agree with you. In my humble opinion, the Shaft soundtrack and the Claudine soundtrack are two of my favorites of all time. Two of
oh
my
yeah,
favorites
oh
of all
yeah.
time. Yeah,
Great track.
yeah, yeah. And they don't make soundtracks like that anymore. They really don't.
Yeah.
Good point, Jay. Let me see if we can pop over here to Lamar. Lamar, let's see what you got going on here, my brother.
And the
You
screen.
open? Yeah, you open. Go ahead, Mar. Lamar, stop touching the button. Stop it.
Is he muting?
Yeah, I'm unmuting him and he's muting.
Yeah.
Lamar, leave the button alone. Leave the button alone. Okay.
Lamar?
Let me
I'm
try.
not
Okay, there.
doing
Go
it.
ahead, Mar.
I'm
Go
not
ahead,
touching
Mar.
it.
Go ahead, Mar.
Okay.
Mar, go
My,
ahead.
my question my question yes, can you hear me? Can you hear
Yes,
Lamar,
me?
would
we
you go
can.
ahead, please?
My question is how did you first meet Isaac Hayes?
Good question. Good question.
Okay, well, I mentioned Johnny Taylor earlier.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Well, Don Davis uh, was a producer here. He signed with Stax Records as a producer, and he started, recording a lot of Stax artists, and he bring them back here, and we would put the voices on them. Carla Thomas, Johnny Taylor, Luther Ingram, Billy Eckstein, a lot of them. And Isaac Stax needed another album. And Isaac had recorded an album. And we did it while he was here. And he said, "Oh, do you think I can get those girls to go on the road with us?" Because when they gave me the stuff, because I had arranged all the background vocals.
Right.
And like I said, we have been singing together. Well, Diane and I are sisters, and then Rose, we were all in school together, and we used to like skip school and sing sit on the bleachers and sing.
Oh, okay.
And we had one hell of a blend. We had a hell of a
Mm-hmm.
sound, and he wanted us to go out on the road with him. And as a matter of fact, our first gig was here in Detroit, but I was on the road with Aretha, and I had a couple of other commitments that I had to fulfill before
Right.
I could just totally leave.
Right. Okay.
But Diane and Rose, they did. Tell me, what did you all? The Masonic Temple, was that it? Yeah. Here, you could tell them about
Yeah,
that.
we had to our first gig
There so they could see you.
at the Masonic Temple here in Detroit.
Okay.
And I was pregnant with my son.
Mhm.
Wow.
But
Wow.
we went
O-
ahead and did the gig, and the rest is history. We went on the road for
Forever.
12
Okay.
years,
69 to 82.
69 to 82.
Wow.
We were with him.
Wow. Well,
But
you
he
guys
was,
have good question, Lamar. Very good question. You guys have left us with some awesome music. And if I could piggyback on what Lamar was saying, two of my favorite songs is "Nothing Takes the Place of You." I love that arrangement
oh,
in that
yeah.
song. And then
Mhm.
one big unhappy
Unhappy
family.
family.
Yeah, what that
Mhm.
is just the arrangements, the way you guys sound. That. Here's something that I always say, and my panel will attest to that. I always talk about the Philadelphia sound, the girls,
Uh-huh.
Philadelphia, like Honey and the Bees or the 3 Degrees, because there
Mhm.
wasn't a lot of them, but their harmony was really hard and really tight. Yours
Mm-hmm.
was tight, but it was lighter. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It was a little
Right.
lighter, and I love the way you guys on some of these songs was just awesome. Let me see who didn't. I did. Oh, let me go to Diane. Let me go to Diane.
I'm
Diane, you
here.
up, baby? Go
No,
ahead.
Oh, the other
Diane.
Diane.
Yeah.
Uh, Miss Pat, I was doing research on you, and it says that you wrote songs for Isaac Hayes as well.
Oh, I did. I was his background vocal arranger. People lie.
Oh,
I didn't write. Uh, some of those lines that I would do in the background that I would make up. They wanted to consider that writing, but it wasn't.
Okay. That was just
Mhm.
ad libbing.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, it not necessarily. It was part of the arrangement.
Okay.
hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
But that good question, Diane, because my next question was, did you ladies have any influence on the songs itself besides the background? That was my next question. My next question. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Okay.
had influence. We could say, no, you don't need to record that. That's I'm gonna tell you a funny story.
Go ahead.
Uh Isaac and Dion, the man and woman show
Yeah.
that we toured, we did that for a whole year. And when we went out to California to get the show together, and she had all the best songs, but she didn't know that we had the influence that we had on him.
Okay.
It's like, uh-uh. Look, change that and put this here and put that there. She didn't like us at first, but
Okay.
she had to get with the program. She was like, if those girls, they got shoot.
Okay.
If they don't like it, he's not gonna do it.
Okay. 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 Well,
Yeah.
his first two albums when he stepped out on the scene were bombs. And then when he came out with Walk
The
On
hot butter
By and
soul.
yeah, Hot Butter. So when he came out with that, he just blew up to like unbelievable heights. And I mean, I've always loved him. And at his demise, I was real saddened. But I had the opportunity, and I think I told you this, Pat. My brother group, had the opportunity to talk to his daughter, Heather,
Oh, Heather,
because
uh-huh.
yeah, because she redid his Christmas song, Mistletoes and Me.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we had the opportunity to talk with her and what have you. Very, very, very nice young lady. Very nice young lady. Yeah.
Yes, she is. We talked about uh maybe, I said, well, maybe I'll come out there uh to Atlanta and do a show with you. But then what happened? I don't know, back or something.
Okay.
Wouldn't let me. When you
Okay. Okay.
start getting up in age, sometimes things don't. I had a bad fall. That's
And
what
yeah.
happened to me in 21. So
Okay.
right now, so I have back problems.
I got you. I got you.
Mhm.
And that sort of prohibits you from doing different things. That's understandable. It's
Yeah,
understandable. What didn't
yeah.
stop you from being here tonight, baby? That's what I'm talking about. Let me bounce over here to Jay. Jay, coming at you, babe. Go ahead. Wait a minute. Let me get you. Okay, Jay, I can't get you. I can't get you unmuted here. Are you muted? There you go.
Yeah, I'm unmuted now.
Okay.
Ladies, I don't know if you were close to the situation or had any input, but what do you think needed to be done to save Watch Stacks?
You mean to
Ooh.
save Stax Records?
Yeah,
When
yeah,
people
Stacks.
want something, they gonna come and get it. None of us on here are that color.
Mm.
Okay.
But
Bring it out now.
when they want it, they coming to get it.
Mm.
Okay. Bring,
Regardless of what it takes and who got hurt in the situation, any of that. And that's what happened. It was a very ugly situation. I don't know
okay.
if you guys got a chance to see Stax Soulsville
Mm.
on HBO.
Yes.
Have any of you seen it?
I see.
Yes. Yes. Couple of us in this. Yeah.
Yeah, but it shows uh that ugly story that happened. Things that happened.
Are you still in touch with William Bell?
I haven't seen William in a while. I'm more in touch with Eddie Floyd than William.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Just
Uh-huh.
asking. Okay.
Yeah.
Good question, Jay. Let me jump over here to Kevin. Hold on one second. Let me go ahead, Kev.
Hey, Diane, Miss Diane, Miss Pat, I have a question. When you ladies was working with Isaac Hayes, did any of y'all have any professional differences between y'all with him?
I used to fight with him all the time. I'd be like, "Don't you put all them horns and strings on over my voices?" Because see, I consider them my voices,
Okay.
because they were my arrangements. But yeah, yeah, we had some professional differences.
And
Yeah,
that's to be expected. That's to really
yeah,
be
but
expected. That's to
not
be
not many. When that tax thing started, when Isaac had tax problems, when the tax problems came in,
yes.
um, and we had to what did they ask us, Diane, to work for 750, 750 a week, whether we did one show or 7 shows. And so we agreed to do that because first of all, we were the highest.
You were what, baby?
uh, we had
You're still here.
we
We
were
still
the
hear you.
highest paid, one of the highest paid entourage on
Thank
the
you.
road.
Okay.
We got paid good. We were sharp, and when he asked us to do that, uh, there was no problem, except for he had gotten this Forrest Hamilton. Are you familiar with Forrest Hamilton?
That name doesn't ring a bell with me.
Okay, Forrest Hamilton and Arnold Whitmore. He got these management people, and it got to where we want to see. We call him Bubba Lee. We want to see Bubba, and they told us we had to make an appointment.
Wow.
Oh no, we're not doing that. Anyway, and Forrest obviously thought we couldn't count. Oh, we went to school. you know, he was trying to tell us that we made one thing and we knew what we made. So
Okay.
we had him up. We were at the Apollo. We had them up in our dressing room, and we had bottles. We had everything, and Forrest weighed about 400 pounds.
Wow.
And oh my God, and he broke out in his sweat and stuff. And and then we said, this is stupid. Let's just leave.
Okay.
And so I said, look, just send us our checks, put them in the mail.
Wow.
And we went on down and left, and Isaac was running down the street trying to catch us.
Wow.
Like, man,
Wow.
what are you doing?
Wow. Wow. These are some great stories that I keep saying this every week. You're not going to read on the back of an album or in the sleeve of a CD. These are the things that we actually live to listen to and appreciate what you guys are saying. It really
You got
is.
a story you want
Good
to
point,
tell?
Diane. Good point, Diane. Let me shoot over to Drew here. Go ahead, Drew.
Yes, Miss Pat and Miss Diane, doing your research and listening to your stories now, it reminds me of a documentary I saw a few years ago called 20 Feet from Stardom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
with
based on
Darlene.
Lisa Fisher. And as I'm
Darlene
listening
Love.
to your stories, this is amazing. Why haven't nobody approached you with a book deal or a movie deal to share these stories?
Well, right now I'm in the process of doing my story.
Yes.
Yeah, but I saw that Darlene Love. Darlene and I sang together too.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Darling Love. Yes.
Yeah, when I was singing with Aretha, we had to do we did the Andy Williams. I did quite a few things with Darlene. Yeah.
Okay.
When Aretha didn't have anybody, she called me. Matter of fact, she used Hot Butter Soul a few times because she had gotten pissed with her band, and she fired the whole entourage because they took some of the guys in the band took somebody across the state line, and when
Wow.
she fired the band, she fired the group too.
Wow.
Wow.
And then she
Wow.
calls me and says, she called me PL. PL, do you think if Isaac's not working, can you all come out on the road with me for and do a few gigs with me till I get a group together, So we did.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Okay.
did.
Okay. That's
Wow.
awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. That is awesome. Let me, Pat, if I could, let me just ask this question here. Maybe a little funny, but when Ike came out with the chains, what the hell did you guys wear?
It wasn't no doggone change.
I know that, but what did you wear?
Oh, we had our costumes.
Okay. Okay.
Because we did our own show.
Okay.
We was his opening act.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Let me just throw this here. Jay was saying that two of the greatest soundtracks, which they absolutely are, in my opinion, Shaft and Claudine. But there's an album by Ike that I think ranks up there that I don't think any people play it or get much knowledge. That's the live one that I think you guys were in Vegas.
Sahara
yeah.
Yeah, that thing, because there's the band does Ain't No Sunshine. Man, that is a great version of Ain't No.
At Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, Lake Tahoe. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that is a great album. That is it's good to just put it on and just chill out and just listen to it. I love that Ain't No Sunshine version. I love that version. Yeah, love that version. Love it. Let me swing over to, I think Lamar's up next. Let me try to see if I can see what's going on with Lamar. Okay. Okay, I can't get him off. There he is. Go ahead, Mar.
Okay. Okay. My question is, how did they come up with the name for Issac Hayes as being the Black Moses?
Oh, good question. Good question.
I don't know, but I told him, do you think you've been to the mountaintop for real? Because you have to tell people, like I told him one time, I said, you make money, you don't let money make you.
Okay.
You know. I don't. Do you remember, Diane? How they came up with Black Moses?
The guys got together.
Yeah, the Isaac Hayes movement probably
Okay.
came up with
Okay.
that name. Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, you
Yeah.
guys and him were very good question, Mar. Good question. Very, very hot. And I was in the service at that time. So it took a lot of us service guys, through some very, very tough times, because that was when the uprising of the Vietnam War, that was the uprising of
Yeah.
saying it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. And there
Mhm.
was a lot of stuff going on conscientiously, if you will. So Ike
Mhm.
took us through a whole Ike and you guys. I got to give you guys credit as well. Took us through some very, very interesting times, if you will.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pop back over here to go. I'm sorry, Pat, I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
I have a friend that was over there at that time, and he talks about I stand accused all the time.
Yeah.
That got me through.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Who's next?
No, I'm gonna pop back over to Diane. Matter of fact, I'm gonna shoot over to Diane, and then I'll come back with another question in a few minutes. Diane, go ahead, baby doll.
Okay, Miss Pat. Let me tell you this. The first time I saw Isaac Hayes was me, my husband, and my girlfriend and her husband. When he came out in them chains, let me tell you. Oh,
Your
geez.
husband didn't kill you, did? No, you
He
still here.
left. He left.
He what?
He left. They both left, because the women were going off. I was not expecting him to come out with those chains, those fur boots. Listen,
Yeah.
I was done. I was yes, but but the sad part for me was the last time he was supposed to be in Philadelphia at the Man Music Center. We were on our way after church to pick up the tickets, and we heard that he had just passed.
Yeah.
That was sad because every time he came to Philly, I was there. I don't care where it was, Philly, Atlantic City, close enough, New York. I was there. I loved Isaac Hayes.
Well, let me tell you something about that. Isaac came off the road for a while, and then when he went back out, he didn't call us. He didn't even give us the option of going back out with him. But he had the nerve to come here to Detroit. Wow. And I went out there and I said, do you think you're gonna appear here and I ain't working?
Wow.
Yeah, I went, checked in the hotel, made sound check, did the show, and got paid.
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Well, Pat, was that because of his tax financial situation or what?
I don't know I didn't care. I didn't care. At least I said, you have people singing my arrangements and I didn't like it.
Right. I got you.
And I'm sure he knew he had to pay us more than he was paying the people that he had.
Right.
And I told him, and I said, plus, they don't sound good.
I got you.
Oh, yeah, I was really pissed with him.
I got you.
I stayed mad. I stayed so angry with him for a few years. And that winter before he died, well, he matter of fact, he had a stroke.
Yeah.
And they had to work him back into shape and everything, therapy and everything.
Right.
And so and he was still out here trying to do a few gigs. And then when the winter, that was 2008 in the winter when he was here. And he had Skip, the guitar player, to call and said, Bubba want to see y'all. He wants y'all to come down, me and Diane, because Rose once we had all moved to Memphis, but Diane and I came back home.
Okay.
And Rose, she stayed down there, but he wanted to see Diane and I and our kids. And so we went down to the hotel to see him. And we gasped. Because now you got this little old frail man. Isaac was a health nut.
Right.
And he was he looked shorter than ever. He was, skinny and, he just looked like somebody else.
Okay.
Because he had became really buff, taking them vitamins and lifting them weights and stuff.
Now, you tell them that, Diane.
He had became really buff, because he was a vitamin junkie.
Okay.
I'm here. And so then when he came off the road and everything, he started going. He went to Africa and became a king.
Thank you.
Okay.
He
Okay.
did. He met this woman and married her, and he gave up his, things that he was doing.
Okay.
Because I used to run with him, jog with him, and go to the gym with him in different places, and he gave all that up and died on the treadmill.
Wow.
Yeah, he died on the treadmill.
Wow.
Sure
Wow.
did.
Great story, Diane. Great story. I know that he was a health nut, and I not only heard it from you, but from what I read. But his daughter says the same thing. That's why she's in the gym all the time. She got it from him, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting.
But he had me on that diet, and I felt good. I stopped smoking. I stopped eating bread. I stopped eating sugar. I was taking 15 vitamins a day.
Okay.
But I felt good.
Okay. Okay.
But when we came off the road, I couldn't stay on it because I couldn't afford it.
I got you. Listen, yeah. I'm gonna add Diane and Pat. I'm gonna ask you a favor, and I want it to be something that a labor of love, if you will. Okay? Me and my panel are here. What I would like to ask you, if you would kindly give me a couple of notes of Hot Buttered Soul together. It don't have to be a long song, just something together, because you sisters, y'all automatically click with the harmony. Give us a little something, if you would. Here's what I want you to do. Make the little toe on my right foot curl up and cut a hole in my shoe.
Oh my goodness.
It probably will.
Yeah, it probably will, because I don't sing anymore. I took up nursing. I was, and I was a nurse until my body stopped me.
Right.
But and I wasn't singing at all. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Okay.
So I don't think we can give you any angelical voices right now.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Sorry about that.
We'll let that go. But believe me, I'm gonna come back at you now.
Okay.
Let me just throw this out before I go to somebody else. The song "By the Time I Get to Phoenix." Okay. That song is 27 days long.
Right.
What were y'all doing on stage while Ike was going through all of that stuff? What were you guys doing?
We weren't on stage on that song.
You were not?
We would leave when we knew certain songs he was doing and he was lying for an hour. We left the stage.
We told the orchestra, the people in the orchestra, to bring some books or something.
No, we were not out there then. We were back there smoking a cigarette or something.
I like that. Y'all said he was lying for an hour. I like
lying, yeah. He had to lie.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let me jump back over here to Diane. Where's Diane? Here she is. Go ahead, Diane. I just muted you. I'm sorry. Go ahead, baby.
Oh, Miss Pat, Miss Diane. I had the opportunity to go to a conference in Memphis, and I got to see the Stax Museum. Had his capes and his cars, Cadillac in there, and I was it takes you back to when you were younger, and they had all the records and album covers all on the wall. It was amazing.
I haven't been in there yet.
Oh, it is amazing. I stayed in there. My girlfriends left me because I stayed in there so long because I just wanted everything, Like I said, they had the records, all the album covers and everything. And I'm sitting there and I said, oh, wow, I got that and I got that. And I was staying in there so long, but but it amazed me that they still had all that stuff to put up. Like his Cadillac and his cape and everything when he was the Black Moses,
Yeah.
It was really nice. It was really nice.
Something like
Way to go. Way to go, Diane.
My wall, I had a neighbor, one of my neighbors, I had to have this gentleman that'll come and go to the store for me when I don't feel like getting out. And then there's this other guy that lives in this building. The guy to go to the store from, he said, Pat James is behind me. He wants to come in and say hi. And I said, well, okay, he can come in. And then he came in here, he looked at my wall, he said, oh, this is like one of those walls at the Motown Museum. He said, you could charge $10. I said, I wouldn't have you Negroes in here.
That's funny.
You got
That's
gold
funny.
records. You got it. I said, yep.
But Pat, to somebody like you and your sister, you helped create that. You made it. It's almost like commonplace. But I piggyback on what Diane said, and the rest of us, it's like, and me being, and I can speak about Drew and Kevin and Jay and Lamar. We love this music, and when we go into a place like that, it's just like it takes, just like Diane said, it takes us back. And then we try to soak up like a sponge all of the information, pictures and writings and whatever that's how I was at Motown. That's exactly how I was. I never got the stacks, but that's how I was when I went to Motown. It's just unbelievable. And to go downstairs, and I'm talking about Motown now.
Yeah.
To go downstairs in the pit.
Yeah.
And actually stand in the pit where the Tops and the Temps and Gladys and all of them stood is just an amazing feeling. It truly, truly is. It's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, they said, come up, Pat. I did a couple of weddings down there because when those people come over here from Europe, oh my God, that's where they want to go.
Yeah.
And people get married there, and I'm like, they said, we're gonna get married after. I said, damn, because I'm not. I spent a lot of time in the pit, and I'm just not excited about it.
I got you. We understand.
But I can understand you guys. I can understand that because by us living the life.
Yeah. No different. Let me jump over here to Drew. Go ahead, Drew. Wait a minute. Okay. Go ahead, bro.
Yes, Miss Pat. It is also came to my attention that you sang with Martha and the Vandellas, and you still tour with them occasionally, or have in the past.
Well, what happened? It was the original Vandellas, because Martha, she was doing her thing, and she had her sister Delphine and Lois out there with her, and Etta and Roz weren't out there, but somebody told them that you all need to get you all a lead singer, and you could, do your thing too. So it was the original Vandellas featuring Pat Lewis.
Okay. Okay.
And we did a couple of years,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Rozzy is still under the weather, if you will. I talk to Annette often. I talk to her often. I talk to her. Let me ask you this. Where's Carolyn Crawford? I met her when I came there. Now, where's she at?
She's here.
Is she? Oh, yeah. I didn't like the way you said that was not too cool. So I'm gonna move on to the next sentence.
Yeah, move on. We
all right, Kevin, you up, bro. Go ahead, Kev.
So cool.
Hey, Pat and Diane, I have a question for you. Are there any surviving members of your group? And if there is,
what? Who? The group, the Hot Butter Soul?
Yes.
Yeah.
All three of them are live.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we thank God we're all here.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. At one time, we had another girl with us, and we were calling ourselves Hot Butter Soul Unlimited.
Yeah. I seen that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, we're all still
Kicking.
yeah,
a good thing.
live kicking.
That's a good thing. All right, I'm gonna shoot over to Jay. Jay, you up, bro? Go ahead.
And I just want to let y'all know we had a DJ in Philadelphia area. He played every day. I Stand Accused. That's one of Ali's mentors, Georgie Woods. You
Yeah.
familiar with him?
Georgie,
Yeah.
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 He played that song religiously every
Yes,
day.
he did. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
But
Yes, he did.
Georgie Woods,
but
yes.
I have a question for you. A lot of your label mates were the subject of Unsung. Are you familiar with that?
Yes.
Yep. Unsung. You know, they did a few of your label mates. Can you recall which one was probably the closest at the absolute truth that they done?
You talking about the show Unsung, right?
Yes, a lot of
Yeah.
like Johnny
I did that.
Taylor
I
and
did it with Isaac. Did you see that one?
I did not.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Yeah. Go look it up on YouTube somewhere.
Okay.
I absolutely
Unsung
will.
Isaac Hayes.
I have to check it out. Yeah, I did not see it.
Mm-hmm.
I did not see it. Good question, Jay. Good question. Who am I missing? Where's Lamar? Let me see if I can get him in
Come on, Lamar.
here. There we go. No. Okay, yeah, go ahead, Lamar.
Okay, my question is, if y'all were still singing, who would you like to sing with in this day
Ooh,
and time?
good question. Good question.
They're gone.
Good answer. Good answer.
Anybody?
They're gone. There's no one here that no.
You
They're
know,
gone.
these singers, a lot of these singers today, a lot of them sound alike.
Mhm.
And you know, you just really don't know who you're listening to. So I listen to Serious Soulsville.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I think most of us do the same pretty much because we're what you consider oldie fanatics. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I know that a lot. Matter of fact, pretty much everybody here listens to my show on Thursday night and Friday nights. With me playing the oldies because that's what I do. That's what I do. I'm not going to play anything else. I cannot walk around with my pants down and my hat backwards. I just
I
can't do
know
it.
that's right.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I've got to
Even
play.
our children,
Yes, yes. I've
they're
got to
they're
play.
oldie but goodies.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I was listening to Gladys Knight's mixture version today of At the End of the Road, where she starts off in a monologue saying, I want to go back to when music meant something. I want
Okay,
to go back to when we was dancing slow and you didn't have
that's
to
how
look
we
for your
feel.
partner. You know what I'm saying? And it
Yeah.
just took me right back to those days. Now, it just so happens I'm going to just share something with you. Jay, Kevin, and the other young lady's not here. We're from the same hometown. Kevin and I graduated the same time and Jay was 1 year behind us. My point is, we all grew up together with this music. There's a place called a Hullabaloo in Chester, and we would be there religiously every Saturday night dancing to this music that we're talking about now. And that's what it was. When I was at WHAT, Issac Hayes came to WHAT to talk with somebody from Africa, and I can't remember the gentleman's name, but he came with somebody from Africa, and we had him at HAT. That night, the WHAT live broadcast was at Barber's Hall. I asked Isaac, would he come to Barber's Hall? And of course, he let me know when he got there. So of course, what I did is I played Shaft and I said, ladies and gentlemen, the Black Moses, as he walked through the door. It was off the chain. I mean, people just went crazy. It was just off the chain. The guy was really, 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 really a sensational act. I mean, person, a sensational person.
Oh yeah.
If
Isaac
we
was
got
he was really a great guy. He really was.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
You
I
say?
really am glad to hear. I mean, there's so many horror stories in this business. You know what I'm saying? But I'm so glad to hear that you say that. If you would, Pat and Diane, share with us a great story or a funny story with Ike and the group and out in performance somewhere.
Hmm.
A funny story.
Yeah.
What
A great story, one that we don't know about. One that we don't know about.
God.
Oh, you could tell that one. Let me give it to Diane.
Okay.
Aurora. We were in Aurora.
Yeah, we were in Aurora, Illinois, and
Okay.
and at the hotel and everything, and the promoter had hired the Black Panther for security,
Wow.
and he didn't pay him.
Oh, the promoter.
The promoter didn't pay him, so they ended up getting the master key and was coming to our rooms. I mean, that really wasn't funny. It was
kidnapped the promoter.
yeah, they kidnapped the promoter's mother.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, we went through some stuff.
Wow.
Wait a minute, we gotta tell this.
Wow. That is something. That's really something. That's really something. That is really something.
Let me add this. Let me add this.
Go ahead.
When we got finished with the gig, and they thought that Isaac had the money. They thought that he had got paid.
Okay.
And Isaac didn't get, he didn't have the money. The promoter had the money, and and they came out to our limo. And they had taken the distributor cap or something off of Isaac's limo. He took ours. and we get on in the van, the hotel van with the van. And they had taken that distributor cap. And that
Oh my.
we had a little old feeble white driver, the little man, he was so scared. And then they finally looked in there and said, they don't have it. And
Wow.
put everything back so we could get back to the hotel. And then that's when they started trying to use the master locks, and we all got in 2 adjoining rooms.
Now
So
this was the Black Panthers, you said?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's something I didn't know anything about. That's something I didn't know anything about. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
they told him if he didn't have their money by Tuesday, they was holding on to his mother till Tuesday. They wanted their money.
Wow.
Yeah, we can laugh about it now, but that it was scary as hell.
I'm sure. This business is beautiful on one side when it's giving the music and the performance and whatever, but there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the curtains people don't know anything about.
Right, like crowds. Crowds are dangerous.
Yeah.
By me working with Aretha, I had I learned to get off stage before her, because if you come after, then if you playing one of those coliseums or something, then how they lean over the railings and stuff, they just want a part of you. And we had wigs on. They be trying to take your bobby pins or whatever. I learned we would get off the stage before him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're dangerous. A crowd is dangerous. Like they set fire to the. Are you all familiar with the Red Rock Canyon down in Denver?
Yeah, I heard about it. I heard about that.
Yeah, well, the promoter was didn't come up with the money. I was singing with Aretha. She said, "Okay, everybody, grab hands, and we going out on the stage." Those people, they didn't care nothing about that promoter not having the money. They
They
started
went.
throwing things, and they set the place on fire.
Yeah, yeah, I heard about that. I heard
Yeah,
about that. I heard about that. You see, these are the things that you go buy your ticket and you sit in the stands and you don't know anything about what's going on back there. It's not. I have always, because I've been sort of been on both sides. It's not the artist's fault. The artist
right.
is the one that's being played. You're the one that's being promoted. You're the one that's supposed to come and entertain the crowd and whatnot. The promoter is always the snake.
Yes,
Always the
he
snake.
is.
Always the snake.
Yeah,
He's the one
slithering.
that while you're on stage performing, making people pass out, he's going to the box and getting the money and going out the front door.
That's right.
It's such a shame. It truly is. It's such a shame. Such a shame. Well, listen, we're gonna go around the horn and everybody's gonna say their goodbyes and what have you. Because oh man, we're close. We're very close. Let me start off with Drew. Go ahead, Drew.
Miss Pat, Miss Diane, thank you so very much for sharing these stories. Very enlightening. And right quick, can you clarify who was hot, who was buttered, and who was soul?
Good question, Drew.
Rose. Rose is hot. Diane is
Um,
buttered, and I'm soul.
nice. Thank you so very much, man.
See,
Thank you
I
for
use
being
my
with us.
I use my name to this day.
Good question, Drew. Good question. Moving to Kevin. Go ahead, Kev.
Miss Pat, Miss Diane, I want to thank you, the two of you, for sharing your life experiences with us. All that was going on in your life, I'll never imagine. But before you go, I'd like to know, have the two of you or your group had any influence on Otis Redding, or have you done anything with Otis Redding when he was alive?
Oh no, I never. He died before we even went to Memphis. I really hate I didn't get a chance to meet him.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like that snowball rolling down that side of that snow-covered hill.
It's growing. It's growing. Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead, Jay.
Yeah, good evening, ladies. Thank you for joining us. It's been really enlightening. Isaac Hayes is heavy in my rotation, so I hear your voices a lot. So thank you for what you contribute to him.
It's been a
Thank you.
privilege.
Thanks, Jay. Lamar, come on in.
Hey, I want to thank you. I want to thank you both for sharing the stories with us. And there's one song, another song that I really like, which was "Walk On By." I
Oh
guess
yeah.
just chilling when
You
he
ought to
sung.
listen to Close to You sometime.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Close to you is good. Yeah.
Oh
Y'all
All
yeah.
sound like
right.
y'all sound like birds in that thing there.
And a
Yes, sir.
brand new me.
Yes,
All
yes.
right.
There's
Yeah,
ain't too
yeah.
many of them you can mention that I don't already know about. I'm telling you, 'cause I love it. I even listen to the Isaac Hayes station on Sirius. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
But thank
Let,
you for being here with us.
Thank you. It has certainly been a pleasure.
let me move.
Diane.
Let me move over to Diane. She got to say something here. Go ahead, Di.
Miss Diane and Miss Pat, it has been a pleasure talking to you this evening. You know, the stories, we never would have known that, and it's just been a pleasure. Okay,
Thank
and
you.
thank you for coming to talk to us this evening.
You're very welcome.
Anytime.
See, I knew I was gonna get something. I knew it. I knew. All right, let me go back. Kev's got something to say. Go ahead, Kev.
Yeah, all right, thank you. Before the two of you go, there was something the two of you said on that record Shaft when Isaac had said that man, that cat Shaft is a bad. Was that y'all saying shut your
Shut
mouth?
your mouth.
Right.
Then we can dig it.
Yeah.
Good question, Kev. Good question. Good question. All right. Listen, Pat and Diane, it has been well, Pat, you know how much I feel about you because we've been talking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, we have.
Finally, we got it together. Diane, it's a pleasure meeting you. I certainly wish Rose was here, but you guys can tell her what kind of a show that we have here in Philadelphia or in the area. And the fact that we love you guys very, very, very much, and will
Thank
continue
you.
to love you and continue in my behalf to play your music. Like I said, even though I had the battle last night between Ray Goodman and Brown slash the Moments and the Delphonics, I still found time to sneak one of your pieces in. Which one did I play last night? I can't even remember what it was. It wasn't I Stand Accused, was it? No, it wasn't I
Yes.
Stand Accused because it was a shorter one. It was a short, wasn't an 18-minute version. I couldn't
Oh,
do
was
the
any of
18-minute
them
version.
short?
Yeah, I had to play a short one. It was like 6 or 7 minutes, so I had to play a short one. Get you guys in and what have you. But listen, it is great finally getting you on the show. And who knows? And I'm hoping that maybe in a little while we'll call you back and maybe get all three. And as you know that we're coming, you can start blending those voices for just maybe one quick song or something or other. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. But
Walk
thank you.
on by. Did you hear that?
Well, no, I need to hear it again just to make sure I'm hearing the right thing.
Walk on by.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Listen, the music is the key. It is truly, truly the key of the world. And why people don't
Absolutely.
use it, why people don't use it in that vein, I'm just really, really not sure. But your music and Isaac's music and everybody, before I let you go, because I think we got about another 2 minutes, tell us how you felt about being at Stax and some of the good things that went on at Stax.
Good thing. Oh, well, it was great being at Stax, because being, coming from Detroit, there were a lot of, it was different.
Okay.
It was certainly different. And then, just being in Memphis, those some country bumpkins.
Okay. Okay.
Being down there in Memphis and recording at Stax, it was great.
Okay.
Meeting a lot of, the Soul Children and, and Sam and Dave and Carla. Well, we already knew Carla because we did a lot of work with her. But it was just, it was a different world than what we were accustomed to.
Gotcha. Coming from the north, going to the south. Is that what it was pretty much? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because even in my presentations, when I go Motown versus Stax, it was, and in Philadelphia, you had to include that. It's always been said that Stax was raw gut bucket soul.
That's
you know what
right.
I mean?
That's
versus
right.
Motown, they put a tuxedo on it. Philadelphia put a tuxedo on it and used strings. That's what they say. You know what I'm saying? So we are so very, very happy that you guys were able to be with us. I hope I wish you the best of health as much as possible. And we love you all very, very much. We love you and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you would, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh. Bye.
John Edwards stepped in for Felipe Wynn for the Spinners. He's going to be our guest next week, so please tune in at 10 o'clock, which is coming up very, very shortly. Tune in to WPPM 106.5 FM or phillycam.org/listen. Yours truly from 10 until 2, laying down the sounds in this part of town. Everybody have a great weekend.
I did a Christmas album with John right before he went to the Spinners.
John is a singing something, ain't he?
Yes, he is.
He's a singer. Well, we're going to have him on next week. We're going to have him on next week. Yeah. But listen, everybody have a great weekend. God bless you. Take care. And on behalf of Music Lovers LTD, we say good night.
Good night, all.
night, everybody.